when you play the music, that's a different experience than when you're listening to the music.
A little bit. For us, when in India, we are called Gandharvas. Gandharvas is somebody who dedicates their life through music to make somebody aware or happy. The performance, a lot of things happens. You see, musicians, we are scientists of the highest level. We have mathematical combinations that we make in our brain. We have control of pitch and control of the breath, control of the thought and the emotion. There's no science on earth that contemplates all of these things. So I always say that musicians should have a Nobel Prize for being such an amazing, scientists, I think if we are, in our practice, we had to bring all of these combinations of sciences, like physics and chemics. There's a lot of things happening to us when we play. The listener needs to relax and go into the healing part of it, which is connecting with yourself.
Jorge Alfano is here, but now I want to talk more about your CDs that you released this year.
Sure.
Primarily is that you've just played us the flute, but on this CD, Luminous, you also play the cello, the sax, the piano, the bass, the keyboard, guitar, gongs,
yes,
the bowls.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you know how to play all those instruments?
Well, I'm about 250 years old. And I put a lot of time on studying different instruments. I write music, but I love instruments and I love performing on them and touching them. For me, they're amazing instruments of time traveling. These instruments provide me with such a spiritual connection to the universe.
Oh, wait a minute. You said, give me a time-traveled experience.
Okay. You see, when I start playing the instruments in my studio, I forget what time and space is. And I go into this Merkaba, into this special spaceship where I go any place in the universe to find the motivation to play the next note. And because music is made out of time, right? You have a beat.
Okay, that's right.
This is time. Like tabla players and drummers are perfect time travelers because we manipulate time. Musicians, we play with time all day. So I go to the studio at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I come out at 10 at night thinking that it's still 1 o'clock. So tell me if that is not time traveling, yeah?
Does one instrument, I guess it's all personal, but does one instrument help you travel faster?
Oh, that's a great question. I think music in general makes me travel in different places. Instruments will take you different planets, you see.
You're talking crazy now.
Well, planets within myself, places. Let's change the word planet so the FBI don't come and look for me, alien information. But yes, they take you different because you're manipulating frequencies that are connected to your spinal cord. So instruments are perfect for that. Like if you look at a sitar, it's the perfect representation of your spinal cord, of your spine, right?
That's right. I never thought about it, but you're right.
Well, you see, that's what I use in the conference to show people that we are sound. We are made out of sound and music. We are created in mathematical codes and combinations that trigger different things. For example, if I say serpent, you go, oh, wow, a serpent, oh, I'm scared. If I say cloud, oh, you go,
reactions, sure.
These are codes. These are, sound codes that have consciousness in your brain. So your brain is a hotel for all these codes, So when I say that different instruments trigger different things, there's no tuning per se. The 440, tuning that we Westerners use is a failure because really most of the native nations and most of the ancient music don't use 440 for anything.
440, is that like what, do, re, mi? Or?
No, 440, like we tune A to 440 hertz, like a piano has to be tuned to 440.
Is that just an American thing?
It's a standard of Western music,
Okay.
starting with Pythagoras. And so since they established that, we lost a consciousness of sound, the notes between notes, microtonal music.
So 440 tuning is like artificial vibration.
Well, it's a standardization. It's like the McDonald's of tuning. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the problem.
So that's all the music we listen to on the radio.
That's it, brother. We are stuck in 440 forever. And it's okay. It's okay. There's great music. I mean, I can listen to Earth, Wind and Fire, and and I'm happy with it. Oh, the great jazz players, whatever, Herbie Hancock, all of them. We all tune to 440 to agree to a tuning system so we can play together. But in India and in Japan and in South America, pre-Columbian music is not tuned to 440. It's tuned to the universe. It's tuned to the elements of nature. A little guy from the mountains. One day I'm walking through Peru mountains, and I'm exhausted, of course, because of the altitude, and I'm taking a break, and I see this little guy, a kid, 10 years old, with the ships, moving around with, and so he goes and chops up a piece of bamboo, a cane, and starts making holes in it, and plays the most gorgeous melody that I ever had in my life. I wanted to kill the guy. I said, I spent 40 years looking for that melody, and you just do it just like that, So I went and talked to the guy and said, no, I learned this from my father, and, bim bam boom. And I saw him making the flute. Yeah. Give me a break, okay?
That's great.
We paid $10,000 for these flutes, Anyway, that goes to show you.
Jorge Alfano. But I'll tell you what, let's play a song from this new CD, Luminous.
Luminous, a ballet.
The whole album is
It's a ballet.
Okay.
It's a progression.
You say ballet, you mean ballet.
Ballet, okay, ballet. A dance piece.
A dance.
That I wrote for my dear wife. And this progression of songs is a journey of the soul called Luminous, encountering sound and light becoming together.
Okay, we'll play a portion of this second tune because it's over 7
they're
minutes
all long. Yeah.
Okay, here is Jorge Alfano from the CD Luminous. That's great. I love it.
No, and thank you for doing this, because people won't take the chance to even play this on the radio if you're not in serious.
No, I'm amazed at your stuff. I mean, you could write a book on your history and your past and present.
It will happen. I'm creating a TV channel called Sacred Sounds TV, where we have a program called Music Explorer. I go to all the countries, different countries, and play with the old musicians.
That's amazing.
And
I should get in touch with my friend Dan. He's doing a podcast as well of this type of stuff.
I know everything that you need. I've been doing. This is my pocket. So the bass I can play in my sleep. I did that also as a solo. That
music from Jorge Alfano. CD is called Luminous. A new CD, one of two new CDs from Jorge, Sacred Flutes and Luminous. And you were playing all the instruments on that cut,
Yes.
Jorge.
Yes.
The cello, the flutes, the bells.
Yes.
Well, why?
I hate to pay musicians.
No. Well, these are. So it's a productive year. You came out with 2 new albums this year.
Very productive. Yeah, more than that, because I produce some stuff for. I also produce an audiobook of my Andean courses that I do in Machu Picchu. Every year we travel to Machu Picchu, and this is a 4 hours CD with me talking and music of what I learned with the Ancient Brotherhood in Peru.
So you traveled to Peru to pursue this?
Every year for the last 32 years.
And you also spent time in Tibet, was it?
Yeah, well, Japan mostly.
In Japan?
Yeah.
Learning the music. On a CD like this, do you mix cultural instruments?
Everything comes in play together because music is universal, it comes from a point of light. It comes from a source, the Hindus call it Nada Brahma, the breath of God. It comes from there. And so we humans like to separate ourselves into different races and different cultures. And I like to show people that everything can be together instead of separate.
I have to ask you this, Jorge, because I know the last couple times you were here, you were being a caretaker to your wife.
Oh, yes, Renee Ceballos. Yeah.
And she recently passed?
She passed in October of a heart attack after battling 20 years of many different complications, health complications. And Renee was an amazing dancer, performer on Broadway. Very famous within the dance community. She was an amazing human being, very compassionate. She taught me a lot of things about spirituality that I could practice while I was taking care of her.
Was it one of the reasons you pursued healing music?
I won't say that because of her, but I will say that she was the inspiration to many of my works, And like Luminous, Renee didn't want, after so many years of Renee was a beautiful woman with a beautiful body who had control of every muscle in her body and deteriorating. She was 64 when she passed, and it wasn't a good thing for her. She didn't want to be in the planet anymore. So
was it from when? Because when she took ill.
Well, we've been together for 30 years. I met her when I was 27, and we met in a tango show on Broadway on a very successful tour that we did for 2 years with Astor Piazzolla's music. I was the bass player, and she was the main dancer. Yeah.
And it was love and...
Well, I was coming from a divorce, and so I didn't want to see a woman in, long distance, so I hide behind the music stand, because I knew that if I look at the dancers, I will find a pair of eyes looking at me. And so I tried to hide behind the music stand and play the whole show. But she got me. She pursued me on lunchtime. She invited me to have lunch, and we fell in love.